Yes. Come in.
If you wanted anything printed.
Howdy doody, howdy doody, howdy. 2 acre North Dakota Bear. Yo. Robert Kavanaugh. Hey, what's going on, Robert? Jeff the Dude 777. What's going on? Chris N. What's going on? Jacob. What's going on? Sound is good. All right, Chef Sam. Amish Bear. Howdy doody. William. What's going on? Yeah, I'm home again. Tuesdays, Wednesdays. So, you know, again, trying the YouTube thing. Not that YouTube's much better than Instagram, but Instagram, other than posting, I they don't deserve the added value. Um, and until YouTube um, slaughters me too, I'll go this direction. I don't care. Hey, Johnny. Warm greetings from wherever I am. Where are you? Where are you at? Where you it? Where you is? I was trying to plan a Mom Bob stream. I might have to do on Instagram because she doesn't fully understand the Skype thing yet. But I'll try either. I'll try tomorrow. I think tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, Wednesday evening. Give it a shot. So, but Jim Bob to unauthorized. That could happen. That's been mentioned. Which would be cool. I don't understand exactly how that works. If that's subscriber based directly, that would be sick. I would love that. I would, if I got a subscriber base, monthly subscriber base, I would basically go full on streaming, cartooning, music, art, I would just go all in. So that would be cool. Zoom seems more stable. Do you respect printmaking? Yeah, I do. I don't mind printmaking. Prints work. I've sold prints before. People do ask about prints, but I'd much rather paint, even though it takes more time. There's just more love that goes into a painting. Um, you know what I mean? Like it's because it's not only a pleasure to finish a painting and know it was hand done and be able to send it, but the inconvenience of painting. It causes some level of pain, constraint, whereas print is just kind of like you just print it and then you just have a stack. But then again, I mean, that's how I'm doing my books. Just got the samples for the volume 3. Everything looks amazing. We are at the mercy of shipping. And landing in Los Angeles, unfortunately. So there's still a pretty big delay. We might have to change some of the date, but I appreciate you guys and your patience with that. Obviously, if it were up to me, there would be no delay because Karanka and the new big D, is nonsensical. But that's what happens. We're to some level, to many levels, dependent on the beast. So, dabble in printmaking. Yeah, I would have loved to get into actual like printmaking, like when you paint on the wood relief and you press it down, and that's just like long, a lot of, it's very laborious. Also, screen printing would be so sick, like to actually just do it on the spot. But again, what's the big D? The Delta. It's the Delta. I ordered 2 in case they delete one. Thanks. Thank you. So yeah, any questions? If you want any impersonations, super chat a question to Mr. Peterson, Dildo Dawkins, Stephen Hawking, Ben Shapiro. There's actually another one that I forgot that I even do. Someone reminded me. Oh yeah, Don Pettit. JB gonna join unauthorized. I would love to. I think that would be really cool. Deltarded. That's hilarious. Are you Deltarded? Where can we purchase your stuff? Made by JimBob.com. That's where the first page will bring you to Savage Memes Volume 3. And Savage 1, Volume 1 sold out quickly. There was only 750 copies. Volume 2 is only 1,000 copies, and that sold out. And now Volume 3 is 3,000. So we made a big jump to 3,000. But again, a third of them are already gone. So I suspect with some other podcasty stuff that those will be gone sooner than we even thought. Because it would be cool to have a reserve just in case, just to have something to represent the memes. But it all goes very fast. Do you still have digital files? Yeah, I have all the files. Can you briefly explain why Ayn Rand is so silly? Well, you won't be able to explain it to your boomer father. One aspect of Randianism that's wrong is that she doesn't have a valid basis for morality. She just says existing is moral. So,
Like, the very nature of existence itself is moral. The highest state of morality is just being existing, and all other values come from existing. Therefore, killing someone is immoral because it removes their possibility of valuing other things. I don't blink. I don't blink. I don't blink. I blink one time. I eat cold soup and bread and soup splash on my cheek, and I blink one eye. Oh, soup on my cheek.
yeah, she's a basic. I think she was part of like the whole Crowleyan Luciferian cult. I think she was propped up. I mean, how could a woman who looks as beat up as her be propped up by what was then the mainstream authorized media? She was basically the intellectual dark web. She was. I still believe Michael Malice is her daughter, son. um, Something's off about that. She never really got confronted. They were just like, whoa, there's a woman who types a lot and writes a lot of books. So avant garde, amazing. You ever interview her? It's amazing. She just stares off and with her weird crooked teeth and just says stuff and nobody challenges her. It's like,
Okay. The greatest. The greatest of all time is America and the states that make you free. And being free is good, and freedom itself is a virtue. Altruism is not a virtue. It's not virtuous. Pursuing your own desires, your deepest desires is the most virtuous. That gives you the most fruitful life, is to pursue your own interests.
Jordan, I'd love to hear your cover of Rough Rider. DMX, is he dead? Did he really die? Ayn Rand was not her given name. I probably suspect it ends in a Berg or a Stein. I doubt Crowley and Parsons let her partake in the sex magic. Yeah, they were just like, okay. They're like, hey, Ian, I love your books. Love the. I'm glad you're doing the sci-fi dystopian circuit. I really have been appreciating your stuff. It's been amazing. Yeah, my name's Jack Parsons. I run the Jack Parsons Laboratory over starting up this NASA project. How are you doing, Ian?
I am great. Do I get to participate in the sex magic cult?
Well, we got a full list, and it's just been a lot really stuffy lately in the dungeon and some of the mansions we've been at. So I'll put you on a list.
Yeah, but I want to be a part of the occult. I want to be in sex magic. Please invite me. Do not oppress me. My deepest desires is to come to one of your parties and hear about all of the new technology. Go to the moon. Ooh, rocket. I want to see rockets flying around me, if you know what I mean.
Um, well, I mean, I'm into a lot of stuff, being that I'm Jack Parsons and I'm literally the Antichrist. I'm self proclaimed, but there are some limitations that I do set some standards for myself. I hope you understand. But I mean, there are some other people. There are other peripheral parties that happen. I can point you in the direction.
Why are you being like this to me? Why don't you let me in? Why don't you let me in the party? I like to party. Who likes to party? Girls just want to have fun. Woke up in the middle of the night. My mommy said, "Oh, mommy, the fortunate one. Oh, girls, they want to have fun." I understand. I don't smile. Believe me, I feel good though. Please help me.
Um. Okay, Rand. Jordan's thoughts on jorts. Jorts and Peterson. Well, you know, in some cultures, just showing the lower thigh of the cat or a calf is considered very vulgar. It's like I can see how a man wearing a pair of jorts, and of course not hemmed, because hemmed shorts, pre-hemmed by someone else other than yourself or your wife, is certainly super gay, you know? But there's something about it, especially for long-legged men like myself. There's something intrinsically appealing, I should say, about interrupting the long line of the leg with a jort. But I've already commented on jorts, on a deeper philosophical social paradigm, It's like we talked about it before, when you cut your jorts, there's the fringe, it's where all the fraying happens. In the fringe, it's very important to have a fringe in society, They live at the borders of what's acceptable in discourse and behavior. And it's like, the moment the jorts become frayed, it's like you don't want to cut. It's like you want them cut so they're in order, and they're not just going off and spitting off at the seams, But here's the catch. The moment you cut the fray, it's like every time you trim the jorts, you cut down and you close in the area in which regular fabric of society interacts with itself, It's like, fuck. Wipe that soup off your face.
I can put soup on my face. Can I come to party now? Can I come to JPL party? Party. We shoot rockets. Yeah. The greatest pursuit is pursuit of man's desires. Man want to go to the moon. So, therefore, it is good we go to the moon. Even if you're playing tricks with people. You play tricks with people. It's okay as long as you desire. Do you desire? The soup.
Making those eyes. Yeah, her eyes were just. She looked like a chameleon. She was like a chameleon. I mean, someone could definitely meme Ayn Rand as a chameleon. Just put the little like bob hair on the chameleon. It would look exactly like Ayn Rand.
I'd make it that I do good stuff.
Sketch idea: Jordan Peterson turns down Rand. Yeah, like a night of drunkenness, and then things get messy, and she starts whispering stuff to him. It's like, I'm not that easy, Hey, Denmark Bear, I'm almost done with your paintings. By the way, they are looking awesome. I'm happy with my choices. You're gonna like them. So I just have to finish some of the inking, and then put a seal on them, and they're off to Denmark. Thank you for your patience. Thanks for the content, Jim Bob. 10 bucks from Cirrus Gurus. Tell Suburban Symbolism I can't wait for ravioli sandwiches. Hey, Suburban Symbolism, I can't wait for ravioli sandwiches. That sounds awesome. I mean, like one of them, but then it would be like very heavy. Hey, Dildo, how do you explain the angle of the sun rays in relation to the claim it's 93 million miles away? Doesn't add up, bucko.
Well, I mean, we'd have to appeal to people who study that stuff, you know? I study biology. I study little cellular things, yeah? But I think you're speaking of corpuscular rays, yes? Yes? Rays that go outward on an angle from a single source, yes? Well, we explain that away, yeah? Any counter you have to modern science and what is acceptable, we can counter with some made-up mumbo-jumbo, you see, yeah? Corpuscular rays, yes? Yeah, what's next? You're going to say that there's hot spots, you know? That the sun is closer than we suspect because there is hot spots on the cloudy clouds, yes? Leave it to the experts, yeah? You stick to your faith and your 2,000-year-old book written by peasants, dumb peasants, yeah. Daddy, are you there? Daddy, are you here? Are you here with me, Daddy? I can't bear it no more. I cannot bear it no more, Daddy? Oh, Daddy, oh. How? Yes. Nick, Daddy.
My son invented ravioli sandwiches last night and he was over for dinner. That's awesome. I would try one.
Yes.
Did you draw Denmark a bear, a cartoon prostate? Um,
Oh, yeah. Oh. Here we go. Scabby-doo. Yibbity-yap. Crabbies would be burned. You know, if the sun was closer. We would have cooked. We wouldn't need to cook our crabby crabs. No? No barbecue. No Barbie. Yeah? Just the sun. Right. Put a crabby on a hot rock. Yeah? Eat it. Stabby, stabby. Crabby, crabby. Yeah? Shish kebab. Cultural appropriation. Yeah? Get off me! We only call you my daughter. Yeah, yes, out. Out of here. Yeah. Scooby-Doo.
do you take custom jewelry requests? Very rarely. They have to be. I start at a pretty expensive rate considering my time and my skill, obviously, but it's actually mostly my time. So engagement rings, really unique stuff. I'll do, but again, you know, it's got to be worth my time. Arrest all anti-vaxxers.
Yeah, vaccination, man. There is a correlation between anti-vaxxers, anti-science, and religious. If we get rid of the religious folks with perhaps a new vaccine, yeah? Perhaps the new mRNA vaccines could get rid of religion. Yes. Yes. Pinchies on my nibblers, yeah? Yes.
The V should be required to buy, sell, or trade. Okay, Bostwick. Come and force it, Bostwick. Good luck.
Yes. Oh, Yeah.
What else you guys want to talk about? The V is just boring. It's obviously it's obvious where we are. It's obvious where many are going. It's obvious that many are not going there. And the split, let it all happen. It's all good.
Hey, Dildo, yeah? Do you ever wonder what caused those chemicals? Yes? Oh, we are chemicals, yeah? We're simple, the bashing and bashing of matter and chemicals over time, yeah? As space-time, you mean? Well, space-time is just the bending. Gravity, we know what gravity is. This is absurd, yeah? It's not even in question. The consensus is reached. The bendy-wendy of space-timey, wimey, yeah? That is what it is. That is what it is.
I'm being sarcastic. Yeah, I figured that. Do you think you're capable of pulling off J and K, JFK? If so, you make it my day.
We're going to the moon. We're gonna name the little spaceship after my boyfriend, Vlem.
Needs work.
We're going to the moon.
He was annoying.
Man is still the most extraordinary computer of all time. And we're gonna get in a rocket. We're gonna get into an REI tent. And we're gonna land on the scootly doodly.
The guy was such a retard. I mean, Ridad. Don't ban me, YouTube. He was a radad.
7 years ago. Why are so many of my family members dead? Why does my family members always die in canoes and small planes and little things like skidoos? Why, oh why?
Hey Ben, how are nuclear bombs and radiation real if Japan never surrendered for 3 days and Las Vegas exists after all?
Well, I mean, if you're questioning nuclear power, I probably, I wouldn't be surprised if you spent a lot of time on YouTube looking at, moon landing conspiracies. I mean, that's the thing. What I'm gonna do is just like, what I'm gonna do is just gaslight you. That is what I do. That is what I do when I feel uncomfortable. Gaslight. Put on the gaslights. It's like, obviously nuclear bombs are real. I mean, look at it. We saw it. We see it. We see it with our own eyes. It's on video. It's like Las Vegas. It's like, to what extent there is radiation is a different question to whether or not there are actually nuclear bombs. I mean, I am not an expert on subject, by all means. I would stay very far away from any type of radiation. I barely like to do any x-rays myself, It's like, I go to the doctor, my wife's a doctor, and I'm like, do you really need to look inside my body that way? It's like, can you feel it or something like that? It's like, as much as I hate, like, naturopathy, Western medicine is where it's at. I mean, we need to just say goodbye to all those remedies and all those things that people worked on for thousands and billions of years. But the one thing that kind of gets me is it's like, why do you need to look at through my body like that? I mean, what else can you see in there? I went to an x-ray doctor and he said, well, here it is. Here's your x-ray. And I was like, immediately the first thing that came to my mind was, can you see a soul? I mean, can you see humor? Can you see laughter? Is there any evidence that I'm an actual human being? Because according to my own experience of myself, I mean, I'm pretty much like one of the most intelligent robotic people that I know. And it's like, I would just like some evidence. Morning pancakes, yes. Sometimes I get up in the morning and I read. I read alone. I don't want my family, yes. And so sometimes when I feel a bit hungry, I stand there and I do my premix pancakes. And what I do is I make Krabby Krab. And I make the Krabby Krab juggling. Yes. It's fun. Make a Krabby Krab at the bottom of the pan. Yeah. Yeah, it's hot. Yeah. Heat, science. I won. I win. And I make the Krabby Krab. I like to make it a circus. And he's juggling. Yeah. He's juggling the solar system. Yes. Little lava pancakes. Round ones. And the morning is over when my family wakes up. I despise them. Yes. I much more connect with things that cannot speak. Like insects of the sea. Yes. Yes. Get out. Out of here. Yeah. Ignorance. Ooh. Ooh. I don't actually make pancakes. I make Krabby cakes. Absolutely absurd. Yes. I make Krabby cakes. Yes. I will have the crab cakes, please. Yes.
New York City v. mandates for restaurants and gyms. Yeah, let them go. Let New York City go. Let all the places that accept this nonsense, let them go. I can't. You could see what's happening. You don't want to argue and defend the systems that are already subject to this stuff, right? You don't want to. You don't want to be like Kenosha and save the dealership, save the debt-based companies, save the corporate structures, save the or already corporate-owned real estate. What are you defending? Let it all crumble. They are accepting their fate. You know, as an old, probably non-existent Chinese thinker named Sun Tzu, who probably never existed, says,
Oh. Don't interfere with the enemy. It's destroying itself. Why? Why you interfere? Oh, why you make sad face? Why you make sad face? Hey, round eye. Why you so upset that corporate-owned, bank-owned cities fall? Babylon fall. Why you upset Sodom and Gomorrah fall? Huh? Let them fall. You go outside. You go on picnic. Come on. You eat some noodle on the side of the road. You eat noodle on the side of the road. You feel good. You look at the bird. You hear good bird in your ear. You let the enemy destroy itself. Don't interfere. Don't interfere.
Could you sum up Dawkins' books real quick so I don't have to read them? No, you don't. I mean, in short,
God doesn't exist. That's absurd. You don't have evidence. Yeah.
that's it. That's his whole book.
Yes, there's proof. Yeah. Yes. Well, obviously, an elephant, a version of an elephant, crawled down to the water, wetty wet, and liked the water so much he crawled in, became a whaley whale. There's evidence. Yeah. Look at the bones. Yeah. Look at the bones. Yeah.
That's it. Don't read it. It's nonsense. If you want to sum up his entire worldview, look up, Google, YouTube, Ben Stein interviewing Richard Dawkins. That's all you got to do. And you'll get a gist just by the simplicity of Ben Stein's questions and the absurdity and stupidity and foolishness of
Sir Dawkins. Yeah, one day it'll be a night. Yeah.
You just see the whole thing crumble. You're like, oh, you're totally full of it. You're the most. He represents foolishness biblically in the highest order.
Yes, we know the answers. Yeah. You don't know the answers. We know the answers. Yeah.
What are your thoughts about the fourth commandment? 6 days shall labor. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with not. It feels not only is biblical, but it feels completely normal, necessary, and right to not work. But again, I'm not adequately studied. I just came back to faith maybe 2.5 years ago and still reading the Bible. So I also know that like it's an accumulative uh, level of wisdom that you get through the whole thing, through the whole text. So I always like, I don't really jump on. I mean, commandments are pretty straightforward, but just in general, my rule of thumb is like I want to know the whole context. That's why my mom is such a good resource for me. That's why I started doing Mom Bob videos because I can go over this stuff and stay within culture, philosophy, logic, and get to some aspect of theology, and she can come in with the sword and lay down levels of scripture, of supporting scripture. So, um, but thank you, thanks Mark for that question for Dawkins. But yeah, I again look up that Ben Stein interaction. It's hilarious. He's like, Richard Dawkins is like,
Yeah, I'm 50. I'm 99% sure that the universe was not created by an all-knowing being. Yeah.
and Ben Stein was like, how do you know?
And he was like, I don't know.
And he's like, can you put a number on it? And he was like,
I don't like numbers. Yes. I just don't want to put a percent on it. I mean,
and he was like, but that's how likeliness works. How would you know what the number is?
he's like, maybe over 50% at least. I would feel safe saying.
Why not 60 or 48%?
Well, now you're just leading me in circles. I don't like this. I don't like this. Eject. Oh, don't like it. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on marriages that don't combine finances and do everything 50-50? I don't know. I don't really know that the right answer to that. I prefer making the bulk of the money and having Meganger, my wife Megan, manage as much as possible because she's really good at it. I will mess things up, and so basically my role is bring in support, and I pretty much give her free reign to manage and spend. So, so I don't really, yeah, I don't know. Other than that, I don't have much input on that specifically, though. So, but there's something off in general, though, about the 50-50. My dad said it well. He said a marriage is 100% and 100%. It's not this diplomacy. It's not a democracy. The man leads in various ways, and the women leads in various ways, 100% in all of those, each of those categories. And there must be distinctions, and obviously, on a general level, on a biblical level, the man will lead in some of the more explicit ways, the more overt ways you can actually observe, and the women leads in subtle ways that if you're paying attention, can you see all of those things happen. But this whole like, it's an even thing, let's talk it out about everything. And I'm like, I don't want to. I want to make choices, and I'll be responsible if it's the wrong choice. And I want Megan to make choices, and I want her to be responsible for the choice. And that's how you have both people, crush in their own category. Mom Bob is a legend. Yeah, she is. She is.
Yeah.
What up, JB? Cool to catch the live stream. Love all the content as always. Thank you. Appreciate that. Bear215. Like if I say our kids aren't getting vaccinated and she's like, let's talk about this. Yeah. I mean, you're not gonna say, I mean, honestly, yeah, honestly, from my perspective, that's a choice that you just go with and say it, and there's no talking about it. And you got to be willing to put up that fight. But it would be very bizarre if the man was so against the V and the woman was like, It wouldn't be strange because women appeal to their care. If Megan wasn't so based and involved with truth communities and all the people in general over the last 3 years, including myself, if I didn't pursue all this stuff, there would have been potentially a moment where I was just like, yeah, well, whatever, just do it. It's fine. But fortunate for me that she's not. She actually does cater to well-being of herself and her children, and appeal to her mothering side in the opposite, protecting us and herself and her kids from experimental, weird, interesting things. What happened to the channel? B. What channel? Yeah, she isn't V either. Yeah. Biggest ad campaign. Oh yeah, big time. Thoughts on possibility of widespread V deaths? Well, I already know that's my brother went to school for data, and basically includes understanding reading statistics and embedding importing statistics on a wide scale, massive levels of sets of statistics into a computer system, which I forgot what it's called, but he put in a lot of that data himself from the VAERS system, and he came up with some very interesting numbers. I'm not going to say them on the tube, but let's just say that if you get someone who understands how to import data and you go to that site, you will be very surprised with how many overall people expired since 1990, percent-wise. It's crazy. It's crazy. My dad is a classic boomer Democrat, believes everything CNN tells him. When he tried to talk to me about the jab, I shut it down. I'm like, not gonna change my mind. Yeah, you just have to be strong, but you don't have to we don't have to be obviously mean or anything, or just no. It's and if you need to defend it, there's plenty of info to defend your stance, but you don't even have to defend your stance. You know what I mean? They don't. If you say no, they go, you better tell me a good reason. No, I don't need to even tell you a good reason. I don't even need a good reason myself. What are you talking about? I don't need that. I don't need a good reason. Oh, the IG, yeah, it got my big page got ousted. It's over. So, bye-bye. It's fine. It pushes me into other directions, make me concentrate more on the book. The sticker production that's coming with the book, all the paintings. It's taking me away anyway. It's taking me away from a lot of stuff. Debates are just not worth it. Yeah, I had to back out of that one, and I don't feel cowardly anyway, because I would have done it had he not postponed it. But given everything that occurred since our interaction, not saying he did it, but I don't need any of those people in my life. Just to win a debate about morality and veganism? Why? I don't need that. It was just my pride who wanted to be just lead him in circles. But, that it didn't produce anything good for me. How much are you asking for your resonator? Well, it's worth 6, just under 7. So I don't know, between 4 and 5. It's in really good shape. It's in perfect shape. New setup, new strings, everything like that. It's set up for standard playing, but it also can use the slide. It sounds really good. It's got a really tinny, sort of a punchy, tinny sound. It's nice. Hey, Jim Bob. Hey, multiple division. How you doing?
Hmm?
The fact that all trolls and gammas hit you hard, yeah, it's not. Why do I want to? That's just like kicking the wrong beehive. You know, it's like it does nothing. It doesn't cultivate anything good, new, interesting. You're just getting the lowest frequency people, um, and who are the most willing to do damage to you. So it's like, why? All pride. It was all my own pride, and then that was the consequence. It was built in. Um, the only disappointing thing about YouTube on my mobile app is I can't cut to pictures, which is kind of lame. I'll have to print them out. $15 from Tom Enderlin. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate that. I had a stomach ache the other day. Heard a voice in my head say, "Ow, my little tummy." Then I laughed and it hurt more. Thanks, Jim Bob. You're welcome.
Ah, my little tummy.
Yeah, I get that too now. Like if Megan and I eat anything that's a little aggressive in the spice or something else department, I find myself going,
Oh, my little tummy hurts so bad. It just, like, oh, owie. It's such an owie. Oh, it's such an owie.
I appreciate that, Tom, for the super chat. Yeah, anything else? I'll have to figure out this format. I like it. It's fun to play music on this format, but again, if I can figure out ways to interact with content itself, so I can bring up like dumb comments or something, I'll try to figure that out because it helps. It helps me keep the stream moving at a nice flow. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to completely rely on the comment section and the super chats, which is fine by me too. Love your memes are great. Thank you. Appreciate that. Use OBS. Yeah, I have that set up too. But there's something so cool about just holding my phone like this in my. This is like the OG way of streaming through Instagram.
That is the thing. That is the thing.
Gonna miss the IG days. Yeah. Jim Bob, does your wife like your Asian impression? Yeah, she loves it. She does a pretty good one herself, actually. We always play around that if we ever meet like some fans ever, go to some event, where people from the internets are there, that she'll just act completely Asian. Like I told her to try it when we visited Owen. Like I wanted her to just like walk in with really small steps and her hands like in praying position and just constantly,
Ooh, you're such a giant, dirty man. Oh, you live on farm. Oh, my family come from farm. Oh, poor Chinese family farm. Oh, you make white man farm. You're so giant and dirty. Ugh. Oh, you're such a giant man. Ugh. My husband, he looks like Samwise Gamgee next to you.
Yeah, that was Megan's idea. She got it so we were all wearing jorts as we arrived. All four of us in very similar jorts. Jorts are awesome. Jorts are just awesome. Still working on a graphic novel. Very, very slowly. That is the least important thing on my mind at the moment. And it's one of the biggest tasks that I've ever even thought of doing. And I've thought of doing a lot of out of the ordinary tasks. Anthony Gonzalez Clark for $5. Thank you. I appreciate that. If you need a comic artist for one of your stories, would like to work with you, we can put it on ArcToons. Awesome. Anthony, that's very generous of you. You could even write me an email so it's not lost in a stream made by Jim Bob. Just introduce yourself and your artwork and stuff. Because I'm also considering, I know how to animate, but I'm also considering working with people who can, if I create or help create all of the main puppets or whatever, to be able to to really transpose some of the audio that comes out of my impersonations and stuff in the live stream and start to really punch out some content. Currently, being that I have a day job, the only way I could do that is if I went on some subscriber base and I had my full days ready to do that. I could probably pull it off, but also working with people who are better equipped and well versed in animation. I have very rudimentary animation skills, but they're good enough to do some funny stuff, which I've done. But someone who knows what they're doing, who can do stuff seamlessly, like I'm totally open to that too. Do I ever watch Nathan Oakley? Yeah, I watched him a lot. I pretty much watched all of his stuff. The problem with those guys, it works against them, is that they get so volatile. Him and the John guy, and I love their conversations, and I love all the things they cover. I love how thorough they get. I love how repetitive they get with their thoroughness. But and I get it. You get a Gamma in there who starts flipping out, and then you got to control your rage, and all of a sudden you're out of control and yelling. It's just that if you do want someone of notoriety, even though that's meaningless in the science world, because that just means you're a shill, basically. But if you do want to get some of these people into the program or in front of an audience or whatnot, and you want to expose the debate, which that's the one debate where I think is very interesting. Veganism, all this stuff, even morality to some extent is very boring, and it never ends with any sort of, I don't think, any twist of perspective necessarily. But the debate of current astronomy, cosmology, and what's the going narrative of everything we're interacting with. I mean, those guys definitely have the wherewithal and the information and the arguments and the knowledge. They have a better knowledge of the current proposed model than anyone who's arguing for it. So, yeah. But again, if it all devolves into screaming, it's entertaining, but it's not going to elevate you to a place where you can really impact a wider group of people. And if you're interested in getting the truth out and you believe you know the truth and you have the truth, or you can actually dismiss what's a lie, which is still in pursuit of the truth, then you're going to have to get your composure together. Joe Gagan, $10. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate that. First wah pedals, now the blues artists. If you're going after all my sacred giraffes, here's some dough. Anyway, no, I love blues. I love playing the blues. I want to learn the Delta style picking. But again, I couldn't help but see that paradigm, that little weird thing about the blues guys leaving they're always on tour, and they're always just blaming their sadness on the woman who's probably at home and she got screwed over. It's like, what? And that just transferred into rap, basically. Like the same cultural narrative, just kind of like, let's make it rap now. But the music itself, I love it. I mean, I was even telling you guys that I wanted to do a Field Songs cover album. Just like, that would be like the funniest troll ever, is like white dude, lower mid class white dude, unironically covering Field Slave songs is hilarious to me. Especially if I like really sing them. Like, I'm not just taking the piss. I'm like giving my all. I used to love the Doors. Yeah, the Doors sucked. They were always up to something weird and subversive. I mean, being Jim Morrison and having the father that Jim Morrison had and his connection to the Gulf of Tonkin and all this weird stuff, it's pretty clear that CIA military involvement with pop culture and narratives, swaying narratives with pop culture and art, has always kind of been there. Always seemed to be there. I can out lead belly. But I used to sing a lot of Jim Morrison. It's not very melodic. My go-to karaoke song used to be "L.A. Woman." I could belt that. Learn a bunch of Elizabeth Cotton songs. Yeah, she was good. She was that lefty, right? Played the guitar upside down. Seriously. Some of that walking blues stuff, the fact that they play and do that contrasting, they're mimicking, I basically mimicking, correct me if I'm wrong, musicians, but like stride piano. Like Dean Bear says, "Yo, Jimbo, hey, Dean Bear, what's going on?" Marty McFly guitar solo. And you all die at 27, exactly. They like make an agreement. Jersey Shore, that's when my parents are going tonight. Random, what do you think of dangerous hobbies for adult men? I did a whole stream about it. I think all of those high octane sports are very selfish. I think they're fine if you want to take that risk and you don't have a family. But I think the most GHAEY thing you can do as a father is be like, "Hey kids, are you enjoying your breakfast? Oh, hey sweetie, give me a kiss. All right, I got my lunch packed. I'm going to get into a squirrel suit and jump off a 3,000-mile building or mountain with my boyfriend. And we're going to chase each other in our squirrel suits. And we're going to wrap around these turns and ravines and canyons. And we're going to get very close to the trees and the rocks. And I'm going to chase him. I'm going to chase him. And then we're going to finally land. And we're going to parachute down together blissfully. And we're going to scream at each other. And we're going to say, hell yeah, boy. And we're going to bump chests when we land. And we're going to go, oh, damn, I have to go back to my family after that, and they can't possibly match the chemical reaction I've just produced in my brain. Fuck yeah! That's what I think about squirrel suits. Oh, I might be back, sweetie. Hey, when are you going to be back, sweetie? I don't know. I know Missy has a birthday party at 5, but I've got to get into a squirrel suit and chase my friend Brad down a mountain. So I might come back or I might not, honey. This is who you married. You knew who you were marrying. I chase boys down mountains in squirrel suits. It's terrible. It's no different than going to war. Like the experience that those guys have when they come back, nothing can match the high level of frequency and insanity and trauma that they're causing. You think the difference is, people don't realize that there's no difference, is that jumping off a mountain produces adrenaline, but it's a trauma. You're choosing to cause a trauma in your body. You're literally making trauma happen in your body, And the people who do that are just no different than like James True. Like, trauma is good for you. We alchemize our trauma. I fiddled your diddle while you slept. Thanks for camping out with me. We take your pain and we habitually nurture it in the garden. I soiled myself in a squirrel suit too. It's like, no, you're selfish. You're selfish. But I'm not selfish. I want to get into a squirrel suit. Oh, it's easy to say you're selfish. You're just some cartoonist. Have you ever chased your boyfriend around the bend of a cliff? Huh? No, didn't think so. Have you ever chest bumped your boyfriend after an 11-minute squirrel suit chase down the Palestinian cliff section? No. Have you ever left your family for months on end, preparing, checking every single seam and thread on your squirrel suit? No. Levy Holland, thank you. $5. I agree with the most part. I wonder if danger and risk are more important for men. I think it's fine to be in danger. It's just that once you know the risk and the reward is only some chemicals, the risk should always be compared to some reward that's providing for you. That's why it's selfish. It's only a drug. It's like the most squirrel suit jumping is the epitome of like pornography. It's like the ultimate self-induced chemical response, circular circuit board, you know. It's like it's so dumb and selfish. It's not for your family. It doesn't produce value for you in the world. It gives you a response that's limited, short-lived, that you need to go bigger next time. And you're always going to die, all of you. So, I mean, I get your point about the danger part, but yeah, the danger should be a risk in exchange for the possible reward for you and your family. Yeah, but I could be sponsored by Red Bull, jump chasing my friend, you know. I'm chasing Caleb around the mountain, sweetie. I'm doing it for you, sweetie. Babe, I just don't want you to die. I mean, things are getting really dangerous. You're going bigger and bigger. You're choosing all these crazy routes. You want to fly through a hole in a cliff. It's like, when it's enough is enough. Babe, every day, I get into that squirrel suit for you. I do it for you. You want the big deals? Oh, you think that truck outside that says Red Bull on it? You like that, right? That doesn't just come out of nowhere. You want the Red Bull purse? You want the Red Bull dress? Yeah. It doesn't come from nowhere. It doesn't grow on trees. I fly around those trees in a squirrel suit, babe. Squirt suits, exactly. It's terrible. It's a terrible thing. Anyway, let me see, make sure I didn't miss anybody. I'll wrap this up. Thank you all for meeting me over here. It's great to have more people over here. Do fun super chats, talk about squirrel squirt diving. I'm really opposed to it. It's like, ugh, dumb. So dumb. But I'm sure I'll get a good clip from this stream. I might cut that up actually because see, that's the thing. It's like I can see that bit I just did about the squirrel suit and the family and saying goodbye and not knowing when he's coming back and he's chasing Brett around a mountain and then having an argument about the Red Bull. Like I could animate that, but with my current situation, it would take like so much time. So it's like I need an animator. I need an animator I could work with who can turn this stuff into things. And if it does well, then there's probably an opportunity there, like financially. But it should just exist because it's just too funny of an idea of an animation. Like that's why I want it to exist. But it just takes so much time. Virtual squirrel suit. Anyway, I got to, is there any other super chats, any other impersonation, any other questions you want to ask Mr. Peterson, Ben Shapiro, Don Pettit, Dildo Dawkins, or anyone else? I'm still working on Jesse Lee Peterson. Are you a whore? You make You make a woman a whore. Mr. Peterson, would you ever consider taking up squirrel suit? Well, I don't think I would, you know. I mean, luckily we live in a time, in an era where the technology, anything you could imagine in the physical realm, anything you could imagine in the metaphysical, anything you could imagine as far as a chemical response in your body, including an orgasm, can be replicated with a simple helmet. So it's like, yes, they will do that for real, and there really is a risk of death, which will probably add some level of adrenaline. But the thing is, when these virtual reality headsets come out and they really can replicate things, and I mean really, you know, they're going to be able to create an intersection of the narrative and the physical. And it's like, fuck. Michael Rappaport. I can't. He's just such a whiny little guy. I don't even want to give him any attention. He's always been just a whiny little bitch. He's just like an old Jewish grandma. He's like, you were late. You were late. The pie was late. I ordered the pie, and it's late. Like, that's all he's saying over and over again. Are you kidding me? I ordered this pie like last week. It's late. You're like, shut up. You whiny ginger Jew. My dog just looked at me funny when Jim Bob and I said fact together. That's hilarious. Yeah, you could probably plan out the high-pitched fact at this point. Kamala. I'm a black woman who comes from a ghetto. I am a woman who got choked her way to the top. I'm a black woman who worked her way to the top. Yeah, Michael Rappaport's like, what? What the fuck? I am a woman. I'm a dolphin. I'm a dolphin. No. Oh, anyway, I gotta run. Thank you all for the super chats. I really appreciate you guys. It's all been a blessing to get off Instagram where they don't offer any of that stuff. And it's like, this whole process of getting booted and getting shifted around has allowed me to like look at other ways of pursuing what I do, which is some weird synthesis of cartoons, animation, impersonations, live streaming, and painting and music. And it's like, I'm the ultimate a lot of stuff, but it's because you guys give me a support system that I'm able to do it. So it's great, you know. The rap report was awesome. Anyway, I gotta run. Konnichiwa from Japan. Yeah, so this will be posted, probably save immediately to YouTube. Again, my sample books came in, they look awesome. Of course, the shipping they're telling us it's even more delayed. So in advance, I really appreciate your guys' patience with that. I know it's taken us a long time to turn this one over in particular because of a lot of reasons. Half our fault, half procrastinating, half the systems that we have to use. So I appreciate that in advance, and I promise you it's going to be worth it with all the sticker packs and all the fun stuff it comes with. So we do appreciate your patience. Got it 5 on it. Thanks, Zimmer. I appreciate that. I got 5 on it. All right, I'm out. You guys have a good day. I will be attempting to stream with Mom Bob sometime tomorrow evening, maybe on the YouTube via Skype if we can make it work. So I'll give a little shout out to on Instagram that's happening. Anyway, I hope you had a good laugh today. Again, thank you guys for the super chats. I really appreciate it. I feel supported and loved. All right, love you. Bye.